Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome to Age of Darkness. Or they are billions. It can be a little difficult to tell on occasion at first glance. The visual presentation is rather similar, and the gameplay too is very similar. So, once we're on the topic, let's address the elephant in the room right away, shall we? Because there is a line between inspiration and Control-C, Control-V. And this game gets dangerously close to that line, though I will say that the theme and a handful of new mechanics just about keeps it from getting over the line, in my opinion. So, if you ever played They Are Billions, you will have a reasonable idea what this game is all about. You take control of a small human settlement, starting out with just a keep, a hero character, and a handful of soldiers. And you then have to expand into the map, which is covered by nightmares. Not zombies, nightmares. This introduces a couple of new interesting little mechanics as well, like the day and night cycle, where during the day, the nightmares are quite sluggish, they're not particularly aggressive, and they're not particularly strong either, meaning you can fight them with a pretty good advantage. Whereas when nighttime rolls around, they get a lot more active, a lot more mobile, and a lot more dangerous. However, during the nighttime, you can also find various areas of interest. Oh, hello there. You should come down here, little sentinel. Aryan, poor you, you've been lost. You can get areas like this. This has already been looted, but this was an area of interest which gave me a handful of new units. There are others that give you access to various resources, gold, wood, stone, metal, and there are also elite enemies that spawn in special camps. This is a destroyed one, which when killed gives you dark essence, which is used in the unit upgrade tree that you can see right here. Speaking of unit upgrades, I think we're gonna do a 20% AoE increase right about now, and unfortunately, that's about all we can afford, as Death Knight is upon us. This is another one of the mechanics. Instead of constant attacks by smaller hordes, you instead have Death Knights, which happen every few nights, with a little bit slower and slower the further out you get, but considerably larger. To give you an idea, the last Death Knight before this, I'm gonna say Death Knight at some point, incidentally, was 600 nightmares. Now it's 2,000, so, yeah, it escalates rather quickly, it does. I've set up my defenses here. I've got a couple of grand ballista towers, some normal ballista towers, and also some regular barricaded towers with archers in them. And I've got two flamers down by the wall here, and I've also got my hero. That's another one of the little bit unique mechanics as well. The game is currently in early access, and so there is only one hero, little Edwin here. But later on, there will be more heroes added to the game as well, which is pretty interesting. I do like the idea of the hero mechanic, since it, can I, This is risque, but I would love it to be able to upgrade these two walls, and I think I've just got just about enough time. Edwin here, for example, he's a very good early game hero, in that he has a cleave attack, a flaming sword, and the ability to cast Crack Fire, which is a large AoE fire damage spell. In fact, I think we're going to be using that very soon, just to get it on cooldown. We'll try and boom, annoy the horde there, buying us a little bit extra time. There we are. We managed to get the well, some of the walls upgraded anyways. And now the violence begins. Oh yes, indeed. The flamers can shoot through the walls, whether that is a bug or by design. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm very grateful that it is currently a thing that you can do. Otherwise, this would be a lot worse. Let's get Crack Fire going again. It's nowhere near as easy in this game, by the way, to get lots of turrets up, so you really do need a little bit of a emergency strike force in the form of infantry to deal with the enemies breaking through your walls. Now, initially, the enemy are very, very passive and don't attack you particularly much. Speaking of, I'm gonna bring those back here, because they're about to make a hole in the wall. As the nights go on, however, they will begin eventually to attack you normally. Instead of just the death knights, there will be attacks throughout the day and throughout the night as well. Again, it's nowhere near as easy to get up a ton of turrets, so you kinda gotta just keep pushing and advancing and pushing out the boundaries. And this is where another thing comes too. I know, in the middle of all the action, we're gonna take a break to enjoy the scenery. You see this dark green foggy thing here? This is caused at night during the Death Night, and they are only pushed back by fires and line of sight. And they will cover the entire map, and not only will they cover the map... Oh, hey, I've got a couple of archers down here. You know what? You two would be really useful up here. Be fantastic, in fact. And this fog can enter your base if you don't have enough braziers up and running to keep the fire lit. And inside of the fog, all the enemies will begin respawning. Yes. So the usual tactic in They Are Billions, for example, of trying to clear out the map to thin out the hordes, that's not going to work quite as well in this game. It's not going to work quite as well at all, really. And that's a very interesting thing, because whilst you're encouraged to go out on the map, because if you don't go out on the map, you're going to find it a lot more difficult to get a hold of various resources, and of course, you're not going to be able to get the Dark Essence at all. This poor little flamer is probably screwed in all due likelihood. Let's do another boom there. Oh, did I just body block my own flamer? I feel like I might have. Oh, well, that was unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Oh, God. 931 remaining. Well, we've made a dent, but I fear it's time to send in the infantry and hope for the best. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Right, well, here we go. Hero and infantry, out you go. We do have all of our towers intact still, and they are dealing damage to the enemy's hordes. These bastards are becoming a real big problem, because they're the ones doing the constant little AoE attacks. I'd love to try and cut my way to them, but with 600 enemies left to go, I fear that's going to be rather difficult. Try and keep the hero alive for a little bit longer. 500 enemies left. This is looking mighty dicey. I fall these back behind the little bit of wall again. Ouchie. 300. I think I'll pull it off, but not by any major margin. I'm also going to lose one of the Grand Towers here, aren't I? That's going to really suck, because those things are very expensive. Alright, let's see if we can get off another crack fire. Boom. A bit more damage done. My hero's getting close to leveling up, though he's not quite there yet. Ah, this big boy is being an absolute nightmare. 122. Yeah, we'll hold. It'll be an expensive hold, but we'll hold. Ow, jeez. Yep. Thank you for your service, Edwin. And there you go. That was closer than I would have wanted, but we just about held on there. Right, after the Death Knight is over, you also get a choice between 3 various blessings. So now Star News get a 50% increased damage when less than 25% health. That's not bad. Alternation 25 faster. Increased by 30%. I think we shall take Last Stand there, because that makes the infantry a lot more powerful. Oh, jeez. Right, well, I did survive with some archers, at least. That's nice. And all of the guys in the towers survived, so we didn't get completely violated there, but that certainly wasn't overly comfortable. Not overly comfortable at all. The hero will eventually return, as you can see up there. He does now have a cooldown timer. Right, let's, for the immediate time being, let's just throw up some really basic walls here, just in case we get zombied. Oh, Jesus. Rightio. Now, you of course also have access to some units, and you got unit upgrades. In fact, I think we'll be picking up the Sentinel right about now. And you've also got your building economy. You've got 3 resources here: the population, the available villagers, and the food housing, food rationings. Food is of course pretty goddamn useful. In fact, oh, have I not? Oh, I think we have a little bit of a bug here. Yes, the refined farm is not available. It's supposed to be researchable right there, but it is not researchable. Right, well, a little bit of a bug is to be expected in early access. Can I can't, oh, damn, it's actually removed my research entirely. Well, that's very unfortunate, because I was going to build some more refined farms for food. Right, well, again, early access game, there's bound to be some little buggy wuggies here and there. That's the first major bug I've run into, so it's not too bad. Let's see. The farms, as you can see, have their own little areas of influence around them, so you can't just stack farm upon farm. Let's build one over there. I can still upgrade the other buildings, can I? Yes, I can. I would like to upgrade the iron refinery, very much so. This one here. There we go, the iron quarry. That would be excellent. And let's see, what kind of units would we want? Sentinels. Sentinels would probably be a great start. Begin with some arbalesters. You do also have the system from They Are Billions, in that you can only store so many resources at a time. You will eventually run into the cap where you can no longer store your resources. So you need to try and kind of keep your expenditure going alongside your income. Now, as you can see here, I've had a few enemies respawn up here because I did not have vision in the area. I didn't have braziers, so we're actually going to put down a fire sconson there, and we are going to put down a quarry. It removes your currently selected thing when it finishes an upgrade, which is a little bit derpy. You also do have a veterancy system. You can see the little yellow bar here. That is the boldness points. Now, it does make them a little bit better in combat, but the main effect of the boldness point is making them immune to horror effects. Certain enemies, when they die, will release a purple fog, a horror effect, which will cause your units to move way more slowly, do less damage, and generally take more damage as well. So you really want to avoid your unit get affected by that. It is a major debuff. And the only way to get rid of this debuff is to return to a brazier and, well, praise the sun a little bit. Wallow in the light. You know, the usual stuff. Is my hero about ready again? 40 seconds. Oh, he's getting there. He's getting there. Some more houses would not go amiss either. Let's plonk down some more of those. Another little deviation from They Are Billions is that the houses are not ghost houses. You can't move through them, which means that you're going to take a little bit extra care when placing down buildings, so you are going to block yourself from being able to move. Not a good thing at all. Particularly in the early game, where you might run into scenarios where you simply can't afford having walls everywhere. The walls are pretty expensive. Wood is fairly plentiful, but stone and metal, out there we see the boomy effect, there you go. And you see the purple effect over them, that is the horror effect, which now means that they are going to be a lot less useful to me overall. So let's try and disengage from the nightmares here. Make sure we're not being pursued. And then we'll move back to a fire there. Right. It's also night, so it might be a good idea to back off a little bit whilst we replenish our numbers of sentinels. You do also have a research system. You start out with the wood workshop and then the refined workshop, where you can get... oh no, there's the refined farm. Wait, I thought it was... excuse me. I'm blaming the game. I'm just being an idiot. I was pretty sure there was a research down there, you see, that is currently had selected, and for some reason I thought that was the refined farm, but I was mistaken. My apologies. Right. 1,500 gold, that would not be a bad idea at all. You can hover over the resource just to see the amount of time until the next tick of that resource. I'd love to see something like a little bit of a seconds timer next to it as well, which tells me, okay, it's 30 seconds until the next tick of gold, or 30 seconds until the next tick of this and that. Maybe even a research per minute indicator, as that would make it a little bit easier to know... Oh, ouchie! The hero dying will wipe all of your experience progress. I did not know that, and I wish I didn't know that, because that was a lot of experience just wiped out right there. Muy ouchie. Let's see, Furry level 3. I'm still a little bit away from that. In fact, I don't think I can even get it. Right. Let's then see if we can build a storehouse. We can. Storehouse... There, that should be out of the way. And once built, that will increase my cap on resources again. Now you also notice, of course, that you need to be scouting quite actively, because if you're not scouting, you're not going to be able to figure out where the enemy could attack you from. You can notice I've got an area of vision over here. That's because a crystal broke in that area earlier. That's also why I'm trying to make my way over there right now, to try and get a hold of the Dark Essence. Then we might have to pause in our advance to regain a little bit of hit points. Oh, AoE bastard, no. Screw you very much, Kadza. Ooh. Ow. Damn it. I see. Dodge. Kill. There you are. You saw that red effect right there. I have a sneaking suspicion that we might have an elite enemy off in that direction. Keep this going, and also upgrade that farm. Ah, yes, that's an elite monolith. Right-eo. I'm not really prepared to deal with elite enemies right now, so we're probably going to have to leave that for later, for next night, possibly. I wouldn't mind some more of these ballistas. They're pretty damn good, but they're also ludicrously expensive, so I suppose that goes hand in hand. How much for that? 250. My max storage now is precisely 250, and I'll get another tick any second now, which brings me close. Oh, damn it. But not quite enough. Right, I think we're going to have to call today's expedition off short and fall back a little bit here. I do like this system right here, where it feels like you're kind of adventuring out into the dark a little bit, you know? You gotta push out because you gotta scout. You gotta know where you can be attacked from. Because if you don't know where you're gonna be attacked from, then a crystal is gonna break and you're gonna be like, oh my god, where are they gonna come from? And with walls, as you saw there, that was a level 3 crystal, a third night, and it was within an inch of overwhelming my entire defense. So you want to be damn sure you know which crystal is going to go active well ahead of time. And you also want to know as much as possible about the area so that you can try and figure out roughly where the attack is going to hit. As with numbers like that, you're not going to be able to simply just rely on your army. No siree, that's not going to work out very well at all. For overall impressions here, why should you get this instead of They Are Billions? Well, right now, the reasons are not that persuasive, if I'm to be entirely honest. The base gameplay is very, very reminiscent of They Are Billions, and They Are Billion has well, more stuff, because it's out and it's been out for quite some while, whereas this is in early access. The unique part is the hero system, and there's only really one hero at the moment, the Darkness mechanics, which is pretty cool. I like it, but it in and of itself is not really quite enough to clench the deal, in my opinion. And the unit variety is not exactly amazing. You've got 4 basic units. You've got the Soldier, the Archer, the Arbalaster, and the Sentinel. And then you've got 2 engineering units, the Flamer and the Impaler. Maybe some magic, maybe some fire mage as a higher level thing. Now this is a fairly low fantasy setting. As you can see, the most fantasy-esque turret you've got is a little bit of a flamethrower turret, and of course these big old ballistas here. But something a little bit more special could be cool, or maybe that could be a hero unit, for example. That'd be interesting. Now, the addition of hero units is quite cool, though, because that could potentially lead to a fair bit of replayability further down the line. Hopefully, there will also be different biomes, like in They Are Billions, with deserts or areas with lots of rock but very little food, or lots of iron but very little rock, and so on. There is also a customization system where you can get yourself a custom difficulty by, for example, turning off the blessings you get for successfully surviving a night, which is nice as well, as that allows you to customize your difficulty. Always a good thing. Right, let's wrap it up by going elite monster hunting, shall we? See if we've got enough firepower to kill whatever elite monster is over here. The elite monsters, by and large, are just bigger, badder, more health, more damage variations of the regular enemies. Let's see what we've got over here, then. Set our... Oh, hi there. Oh, that's a big boy. Okay. Let's set our sword alight. Ew, don't do that. Right. Ouch! Jeez! Holy moly, that's some cleave. Right, yeah. No. Even if I could kill him, the casualties I would take would not be worth it. Holy moly. Right, that's an elite version of the big monster bastard. Ouch. I'm gonna need a lot more of these impalers before I think about trying that one again. Oof. Right. There's another mechanic as well, and that is the ability to actually find the dark crystals on the map. If you can find a crystal, you can attack it, and if you destroy it, then you force the next wave to appear from that dark crystal. You can see that I was kind of preparing for that here, but unfortunately the one up to the north activated before I could really get done with all of that. But for the next wave, what I'm probably going to do is simply attack this dark crystal, guaranteeing it to be the one to pop next. But, bear you in mind, the problem is you pop it and it instantaneously activates the next Death Knight. So, when you're gonna do that, you better be damn sure that you know what you're doing. Anywho. Oh, this is another little pet peeve of mine as well. It doesn't automatically increase the number of farmers in the farm when you upgrade it, which is a little bit stupid. It should just do that automatically, particularly as there's no way... There's a little notification system over here which says unit under attack or building done upgrading, but you can't actually click on the notifications. So you can see here, I'm clicking like mad, and I can't actually go to the area. So even if I'm paying attention to when it might pop, I can't click to it quickly, so I kind of gotta remember which farms are currently being upgraded, and they aren't visually that distinct either. Like, it's got a little bit of a shed there and a slightly bit of a different color, but it should just automatically slot in the rest of the farmers, one would think. Anywho, right now... Unless the theme really speaks to you, like I don't want to play against zombies, but I really do want to play against these nightmares things, in which case definitely do go pick it up right now. If not, I'd suggest either picking up They Are Billions if the Horde mode defense thing appeals to you. Though the campaign was a massive disappointment, mind you, that was not what it should have been, but oh well. Or alternatively, wait a little bit, give the game 6 months, get a couple more heroes, maybe a few patches, maybe some new biomes, stuff like that. Because this will be a good game. Already in early access, this is a lot of fun, so there's no doubt in my mind that this will be worth a purchase. It's just a question of whether or not you want to pick it up right now, or a little bit further down the line. So, with all that being said, I have been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon. Till next time, have a good day.